My wife is a big fan of My Chemical Romance. This week, they announced their US tour, with a cryptic video that included what appears to be some sort of cipher, or maybe even a conlang. She challenged me to see what I could work out from the announcement, or to be honest, I think the implication was, you're always banging on about alien languages, time to put those skills to some proper use. So in this video, I'll be dissecting the MCR 2025 US tour announcement video. My name's Jael, and I'm usually a sci-fi YouTuber with a particular interest in languages and finding little details. On Monday, November 11th, the band posted this image to their Instagram featuring three symbols that roughly, but not exactly, resemble the initials of the band, MCR. On Tuesday, November 12th, they posted the full announcement as a video, with a number of examples of the script and some spoken lines to go with it. At the same time, comic lettering artist Nate Picos posted to his Instagram that he had made the typographic contributions to the video, with more to come. Nate Picos previously worked with the band, most notably on their Dark Horse imprint The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys, which was a tie-in for their 2010 album Danger Days, which was the last full release by the group. He also worked with Gerard Way on his graphic novel The Umbrella Academy, which you may also know from its adaptation on Netflix. A bit of MCR lore that might be also relevant is The Paper Kingdom. This was the abandoned fifth album which they started working on in the 2010s, but ultimately did not complete before their breakup in 2013. Let's go into the material that we have to work with. We have the three-letter insignia from the Monday 11th post. Then, in the Tuesday 12th video, two soldiers, seemingly played by twin brothers, are standing guard in a palace. Two short phrases are then embarked at them off screen, and there's some subtitles for these phrases. A cloaked figure, who's identified in the description as the Dictator, is escorted through the palace towards a chanting crowd, and the Dictator emerges onto a balcony overlooking the crowd. The same symbols are visible around the square containing the crowd. The video is accompanied by a caption. Focusing briefly in on the voice lines, I have attempted to clean up the audio a little to make it clearer. This is what I got. To my ear, that sounds like Yor Tova, but I think it'd be worth returning to this once we've made at least some roads into the symbols. It does seem like a lot of letters for only 3 syllables. To start, let's focus in on the 3 symbols from the Monday 11th post. If we assume that these are 3 letters only, then there are a few candidates. MCR would be the most obvious one for the band's initials. TPK for the Paper Kingdom, that abandoned album, would be another possibility. Fans were quick to make that connection based on the resemblance of the characters to the initials TPK when written in the Cyrillic alphabet. TCA for the Concrete Age, the phrase capitalized in the video caption, is another possibility. Finally, these symbols might stand in for more than one Latin letter. While that could conceivably make it anything, we should bear in mind the possibility that these 3 symbols stand for Drag, the name of the fictional country in which the scenario is set. With these potential inroads, let's look at the subtitle phrases spoken to the soldiers. Unfortunately, only one of the symbols appears in the subtitles from those 3, the first letter. The voiced line also appears to start with a Y, which doesn't match any of our theorized correspondences. However, as I mentioned, it seems like the subtitles don't directly match the spoken lines, else we would have to think that each of these are meant to be a single syllable, which feels unlikely. Another possibility is that the subtitles are in fact just a cipher for another language, perhaps English, i.e. the subtitles are in English with a new alphabet, sort of like how Aurebesh is commonly used for Easter eggs in Star Wars films. Let's try assigning each of the symbols in the subtitles a letter alphabetically, and then using a cipher solver, specifically the book-centric cipher solver. If we do this, the highest scoring result is menace attention, a phrase which clearly matches the situation. So the subtitles are actually in English with a cryptic alphabet, and the voice lines do not directly link to it. With this cipher, it would then imply that the first symbol was M, and therefore the 3 symbol says MCR. I also ran the phrase menace attention through Google Translate with a few candidate languages, but couldn't find a language that seemed to match what was said, so I think that there is probably some level of constructed language to what is spoken. Turning now to the final shot over the courtyard, we can assign letters to some of what's around the square. There is one symbol that is maybe a partial match. This one appears to be a mirror image of the symbol that we have identified as E. This could just be a flip of that symbol, or a different symbol entirely, perhaps another vowel. In any case, it appears that there are 10 symbols, and I can't make a word of them. Perhaps each is a monograph corresponding to one of the band members or alter egos related to this album. If you have any idea what these might stand for, please discuss it in the comments. I have also identified the filming location of the video. It's the Villa de Leon in Pacific Palisades, California. It's been used for other music videos like Foster the People's Call It What You Want. I suspected a California location when I identified this piano on the website of a California-based antiques dealer. And it's not surprising that they used a palatial US-based location. Anyway, that's all I can glean from this video. I would usually at this point invite you to subscribe, though my usual content is not typically about this sort of thing. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment anything that you think I've missed. I've been Jail, and I'm going to leave you with a meme that I also made at the request of my wife, which mashes up our shared love of internet memes and the musical Hadestown.
That's the news, and Bob, just confirming the ground is now good to say. Oh, you've been joined by
the beautiful lady.
No, it's a man, actually, Derek.